Was Melchizedek a high priest before the Levitical priesthood? Was the Levitical priesthood perfect? Is Jesus the perfect high priest? Let's discuss this in Hebrews 7. Who was Melchizedek? What does it mean that he was without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life? Who was he made like? For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings, and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a 10th part of all, first being by interpretation king of righteousness, and after that also king of Salem, which is king of peace, without father, without mother, without descent, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like to the Son of God, abides a priest continually. How often did Abraham pay Melchizedek a 10th? How often did the priests collect a 10th? Now observe how great this man was, to whom Abraham the patriarch gave a 10th of the spoils, and those indeed of the sons of Levi, who received the priest's office, have a commandment in the law to collect a 10th from the people, that is, from their brothers, although these are descended from Abraham. Did Melchizedek not trace his genealogy from Abraham? Does Melchizedek live on? But the one whose genealogy is not traced from them collected a 10th from Abraham, and blessed the one who had the promises. But without any dispute, the lesser person is blessed by the greater. In this case, mortal men received tithes, but in that case one received them, of whom it's witnessed that he lives on. Did Levi also, in a sense, pay a 10th to Melchizedek through his ancestor Abraham? One might even say that Levi, who collects the 10th, paid the 10th through Abraham, because when Melchizedek met Abraham, Levi was still in the body of his ancestor. Was the Levitical priesthood perfect? Was there a need for another priest to rise? Therefore, if perfection were through the Levitical priesthood, for under it the people received the law, what further need was there for another priest, who should rise according to the order of Melchizedek, and not be called according to the order of Aaron? Was the law changed? Did that change permit Jesus to be our high priest? And if the priesthood is changed, the law must also be changed to permit it, for the priest we're talking about belongs to a different tribe, whose members have never served at the altar of priests. What I mean is, our Lord came from the tribe of Judah, and Moses never mentioned priests coming from that tribe. Did Jesus refer to a precedent even older than the Levitical priesthood and the law that regulated it? This is more abundant evidence if after the likeness of Melchizedek there arises another priest, who's been made not after the law of a fleshly commandment, but after the power of an endless life. For it's testified, you're a priest forever, according to the order of Melchizedek. Is the earlier command now set aside, or was the Levitical priesthood promised forever? Is the priesthood of Jesus promised forever? On the one hand, an earlier command is set aside because it was weak and useless, because the law made nothing perfect. On the other hand, a better hope is introduced, through which we draw near to God. And this was not done without a solemn pledge. The others have become priests without a solemn pledge. But this priest was affirmed with a solemn pledge by the one who said, "The Lord has made a solemn pledge and will not change his mind. You are a priest forever." Does this mean that Jesus guarantees a better covenant? Is Jesus forever able to intervene for us? This means that Jesus guarantees us a better agreement with God. There have been a lot of other priests, and all of them have died. But Jesus will never die, and so he'll be a priest forever. He's forever able to save the people he leads to God, because he always lives to speak to God for them. Is Jesus the best high priest? Did he offer up himself as a perfect sacrifice? For it was indeed fitting that we should have such a high priest, holy, innocent, unstained, separated from sinners, and exalted above the heavens. He has no need, like those high priests, to offer sacrifices daily, first for his own sins and then for those of the people, since he did this once for all when he offered up himself. For the law appoints men in their weakness as high priests, but the word of the oath, which came later than the law, appoints a son who's been made perfect forever. Was Melchizedek a high priest before the Levitical priesthood? Was the Levitical priesthood perfect? Is Jesus the perfect high priest? You decide.